Good morning. First of all, what time is it where you are?
It is 9:07, so it's a good time. Not that early.
9:07. Okay, not bad. I'm on the West Coast, so it's 6:07 here.
Ooh,
Which is
yeah.
it's not bad. Don't feel bad
Right,
about that.
waking you
I
up
am
this early.
usually up early in the mornings anyway, so this is perfect. This is what I do in order to get people's stories. I sacrifice. No, I put myself up on a cross. So I wanted to ask you, you guys took a Disney trip recently, and I know a lot of families do that and are trying to do that. Um, Tell me about that. How old was your little one when you guys did that, and how fun, hectic, crazy, rewarding was that for you guys?
So we did it for her second birthday last year. Um, I am not a good planner, so I got an actual Disney planner. So she did the whole event. She set everything up, which was perfect for me and for my husband because he's not also a good planner. Um,
Okay, so let's take a step back. You got a Disney planner. How do you do that? Because I don't think a lot of people even know you can do that.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I didn't even know about that either. It was, we were like looking at both cruises and the Disney World, and I was like, oh, I think Disney World would be a lot better. So then we started looking at packages because we usually get packages like either through Travelocity or Costco or those packages. But then I wanted like to do the princess stuff, since it was our first trip with her. And then I started looking into it, like just searching travel agents. Came up, and then one of them was, I think it's called Best Day Ever. So I just sent them I sent a few agents an email, and so I told them it was both myself and my husband and our 2-year-old daughter, or celebrating our 2-year-old coming up. And then only one got back to us, and she was amazing. She set everything up like from the beginning, um, from our flight in to our hotels to like giving us options and everything. So yeah, that's how I got the agent, just basically Googling and just seeing what's out there. And then she came
So this
through.
is just your standard travel agent, right? This is not like a Disney specific agent.
I guess there's Disney specific. It's called Best Day Ever. They're just Disney World, Disney Cruises. Um, and it's totally free. Like I had no idea that's even an option. Like I thought you had to pay for it. Like, you know, but yeah, no, it's Disney. It's all Disney stuff. So yeah, they're just Disney specific, and they set everything up for you. So they set up our dinners. Our Actually, my siblings are just arrived at Disney World yesterday using the same agent, and she set everything up for them so that they're like enjoying the day since yes,
I keep it in the family.
yeah.
Okay, so they went to Disneyland, not Disney World. So
No,
California.
not both Disney World. We both they're at Disney World right now, and we were at Disney World. Yeah,
Okay, so Florida.
yeah, Florida.
Okay, just wanted to make sure because I always think Disney. A lot of people confuse the two. We're going to Disney World, but they were going to California, Disneyland in California, Disney World in Florida. I say a lot of people, not you, because you've been, you know what you're talking about. I guess maybe in my head I do that. Okay, so you get there and not so hectic because you've got it all planned out. You know where you're going. You got the hotels. You've got the kiddo. Day one, is that like? Are you experiencing Disney World now through 2-year-old eyes?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think day one was so stressful. Well, we got there, um, and I had planned the Chef Mickey at the day of. So we got there, we had some pool time, like we went into the
Okay,
pool.
what is Chef Mickey? You gotta talk to me like I don't know because I haven't been to Disney World. I've been to Disneyland a billion times, but I don't know what Disney World has to offer.
Yeah, Chef Mickey's just basically a buffet with all the characters there, so it's
Okay,
casual. It's not in the park, it's at one of the resorts, the Contemporary Resort, but it's
okay.
right outside Magic Kingdom. Um, and to get there, it's basically like you go from the bus takes you, the designated Disney buses from the hotel take you to the bus entrance at Magic Kingdom, and from there you have to take like a long walk around, basically the entrance and cross the street and get there. So that was the stressful part because
I mean, a workout.
yeah, with a 2-year-old, we did have a stroller, but she didn't. 2-year-olds do not like to stay still, so she didn't want to sit there. So we were like running around with her, and we were there. I think we were like 45 minutes late. So I was stressed about that. But once we got there, it was like a lot easier. Like it was characters. So she was trying to jump on them as soon as she got in. She was trying to give them hugs, kisses, everything. And I'm like trying to hold her back a bit because we're not in yet. And so we had to wait for a table. But then and as soon as the table came or was ready, yeah, we were all set and everything was easy. So that was a good start though, because it was so casual. Like it wasn't like, oh my God, like we need to be dressed up, blah, 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 be there at a certain time. They're like, oh yeah, no worries. It's a buffet. You're good. You're good. And no worries about the lateness. So yeah, that was like the good part. And we had put it upon ourselves, because we actually are early people. So we put it upon ourselves, like, we don't have a schedule for this vacation. We do have like rides.
Good for you.
Yeah, we do have rides through the fast lane passes that like we designated, but at a later time, like 11-ish, 12, like later, so that we don't have to stress about waking up early, waking her up early because it is her birthday trip. So we want her to enjoy it as well. Um, so yeah, so we didn't have any plans. We got those few rides, and because she wasn't of height requirement, like for a lot of the rides, we really didn't have a lot of options either. So it was mostly about like meeting characters, just walking around, her enjoying the day, us enjoying the day. Like we didn't want to be like,
But you knew that going in, though, that she wasn't going to be on most of the
oh, yeah,
rides.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was one
Okay.
of the things that the travel agent, told us, like, she sent us a little pamphlet thing that said, "Oh, these are the rides, that she meets the height requirement, so just focus on those, and everything else, just go through about your day and just enjoy the characters and the day," you know? So that's what we did, so that was, like, perfect. Yeah.
Did you guys get to go on some of the rides, as single passengers?
No.
No, you guys are like, "No, I'm not interested."
Yeah, I'm not yeah. I like Disney World and I like Universal Studios, but I'm not like a huge like ride person, like I don't need to get on the rides. Like if
Mhm.
it was Universal Studios, if it was Harry Potter World, I would definitely be on every ride. But yeah, I didn't need to go on the
I
Disney.
saw you light up with the Harry Potter
Oh,
world
yeah.
there, so there must be something there.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you've been to Universal. Was this your first time at Disney?
mm-mm, no.
No.
We my siblings and I, like, basically not grew up, like, we used to go a lot when we were kids, for, like, spring break or even my dad's birthday, he used to celebrate it there a lot, and then, my husband and I, the first time we met, like, 6 months into us getting together and meeting, he took me to Disney World as a trip, and then from then on, we've been a couple of times, yeah.
So what would you tell other parents that are planning a Disney trip with someone who is 5 years or younger to do, apart from getting a travel agent to get all these things kinda understood before you show up on day 1?
Um, Probably had that mindset like I did, like, of not stressing about it, let the kids enjoy it. I would tell them also to hit up Epcot versus versus Hollywood Studios if you have younger kids, just because it is more, geared towards the younger kids. There was, like, a lot of, events going on for them. There was Encanto, dancing party, a lot of just open events going on. So they were like dancing, like every few hours we had her dancing and stuff, because they were just open about that. And also the food festival is there too. So it was great for us too, because I had time to enjoy like a couple of beers and some drinks while I was watching her. So that was great. And then yeah, just have an open mind that you're not going to have a perfect day of I'm gonna get through these rides like you used like if anybody has gone, like if you used to like just ride or wait in line for a couple of minutes, hours even, and you're on a ride and then you're on to the next one. We tried that one in the Frozen ride, like waiting in line, but she was not having it, and I was like, I'm not gonna stand here and make her suffer in a line for like in like 90-degree weather with humidity so bad. So I'm like, no, let's go.
Oh,
And
yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah. And then upon that, like upon leaving, Elsa and Anna were entering their little photo shoot area. So that was like
Mhm.
perfect timing too. So I'm like, you see, like everything worked out. So yeah, it's
So
just
is that the picture you have of her on Instagram where she's in the blue dress?
well, the one that I have, the main one is Cinderella. Um
Fair, like, I don't know my princesses,
yeah.
so
Yeah, that was actually on her birthday and we went to the Cinderella's castle, and so she met them there too. But, or I do believe I do have a picture of her in her blue dress and meeting Elsa and Anna and stuff. Yeah, it's probably in there
I mean,
somewhere.
that's kind of cool. That I mean that just in that picture, and I'll put it up here on when I do post. But um, the dress is it's matching. It's like exact. It's like a mini version of the princess, which I think is perfect. You guys did that spot on.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. And I planned all my. I bought the Cinderella dress, the Elsa dress, the Minnie Mouse dress. I was like, I need to. I'm going all out. I think that's what it is. Like, I became like when I we found out we were having a daughter. I was once stressed because I was like, oh my god, like I don't know anything about girls like in that way. Like I don't know how to get them ready, like their hair, their like their outfits and all that stuff. But then I was so excited for it once she came and I was like, oh, okay, now I get to pick out her outfits. I get to learn how to do hair. Like I'm gonna go all out. Like this
Now
is my
you've become dad.
yeah. So now like
That's awesome.
um
So you weren't you guys didn't really have a gender in mind. You were just surprised by it. I think many dads are like, okay, I'm having a boy. It's familiar, so the stress level isn't quite as high. It's high, but not quite as high at the beginning. But I've often thought about that too. If I had a girl, life would be different. Yeah, I would learn all these things, and but they would be new to me as well.
yeah. Oh no, yeah. Yeah, we didn't have a gender in mind. We were like um whichever embryo first is the strongest. So we left it up to the doctor in that aspect. And then our when we went down, our surrogate actually planned a gender reveal. So she's the one who her whole family set it up, and they were all there.
Well,
And
that's cool. Tell me
yeah,
about that. How was that?
well, let me tell you, since the beginning, my husband's like, we're not going to tell anybody because it's going to be a huge surprise. So we only told like one or two people about my daughter, like even from the beginning, like we were even starting this, just because of like
It's
neg
such a long
negative
process, right?
yeah, and also because we've been trying so hard before her that we didn't wanna keep saying, "Oh, we're in the process of having a child," and then they're like, "Okay, okay, like, you've told us this for the past couple of years, it's not"
It's supposed to take 9 months. Now it's 5 years.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, so then we would go down to Texas a lot and my husband's
We're in
parents with
Texas.
us, so we would tell them, like, I was in the process of applying to PhD programs, so we would tell them that I was just visiting schools and just or on vacation and stuff like that, so we would be basically lying to them, so during, like, the gender reveal party, it was only her family, our surrogate's family, because, my family didn't know, his family didn't know, so the whole process was just the 2 of us, and so her family, we got really close with them. Um,
So you're telling me you had a gender reveal party and your whole family
yeah, yeah,
didn't know? Oh, I know they feel some type of way about it. I'd be like,
yeah.
we
Oh,
missed
no,
it.
his mom was like yeah. She was, so when they met Sophia was actually when she was born, which we FaceTimed everybody and we're like we told his mom, "Oh, we have a surprise for you." And she's like, "Oh, what is it?" And then we pan to Sophia and she starts bawling and crying and everybody's like, "What? You have a child now?" I'm like, yeah, it was like insane, but everybody found out the same day and it was a lot of emotions going around.
That is awesome. So does this family live in Texas, or is that just where you were going for the surrogacy process?
No, just yeah, no, her just the surrogates. Her surrogate and her family live in Texas. We live in New Jersey. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Well, I mean, that's exciting that you guys were able to go through that. How long was the from start to finish your surrogacy journey?
Oof. I yeah, a long time. We started before COVID. So COVID like messed everything up. Everything shut down for a while and then we were just picking ourselves up both at work and then with the surrogacy and everything. So that was taking a while. So it didn't start till 2021. We we signed up with our agency in August, and our case apparently was really rare because everything as soon as that happened, I guess everything was opening up. So, we signed with them in August. We met our surrogate, through an interview process in late September, and then November, we were already signed up with her. So she was already going through all that stuff by late November, early December. And then and after that, everything just rolled through. So it was like we had our transfer in March of 2020. Wait, I'm trying to get this right. Yeah, 2020.
But you
Um,
don't have to be too specific. I know those dates kind of blur together.
yeah, 2022, and then Sophia was born in November of 2022. Yeah. So
Oh, so okay, so who came up with the name? How'd you guys get down to Sophia?
I don't.
Oh, look at that face.
No, no, no. It's just that we had many names in mind that, and then I don't know, it just didn't fit, and I was just so tired of the naming process. So I was like, like, so I was,
Well, you guys took it really serious. The
oh
like
yeah,
had 58 names to whittle down.
oh we did, yeah. We had like our grandmother's names, but then it's also like which I loved my grandma's name, Isabella. But the whole thing is that my family's conservative and they didn't accept my husband and I. So I was like, I'm not gonna honestly like name my daughter after my grandmother who wouldn't approve of us or and
Hmm.
I was like, I'm not doing that. So then it was just like a whole basically a lot of names coming through and we wanted it to be like a Latino name. So we were trying just to focus on that. So Oscar, my husband, also brought up like his grandma's name, but then I don't know, it was just like a lot of factors. So we did want to honor like our parents or our grandparents or our family name somehow. But at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? Let's just keep it simple because her middle name is Idalida, which is his mother's name, and I was like, that's already um, a big name, like a more complex name, Idalida. So Sophia just, I'm, I'm, I'm just gonna say, I got it from a Bad Bunny song. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm so tired of it. Like the name of
Oh, you know what? That's okay. Inspiration.
Yeah, and then it just came, and I was like, "You know what, Sophia? It sounds so nice." It's like with an F, with an F. So it's
Okay, okay.
yeah, um, it sounds
I'll reach
nice.
out to Bad Bunny and let him know. Maybe he'll have something to say about it.
Yeah,
No, I don't know Bad.
yeah. I'm pretty sure his is spelled with an F because, yeah, it's not PH like everybody else does, but yeah,
Okay, Italida. Did I say it
Idalida
right?
is the middle name. Yeah, Sophia Idalida.
Yeah. See, I got it down. People can say it if they just, practice it. That's their problem, not yours.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, that's what my mindset was afterwards. Because I also after that, I started working as a research coordinator at Rutgers, and my main focus is stigma within marginalized communities. So then, one of the aspects of that training is basically let them know your name. So make it strong and make sure that you're vocal about your name because uh, brown and black communities are often let down in that aspect of they don't know your name and so I make sure like both my name is pronounced correctly and that she everybody knows that her middle name is Idalida because that's a
Okay,
big
so
part.
I want to ask about that study because I'm curious about what else you guys get into there. But before you do that, give me the 10-second introduction of yourself. Maybe include your husband Oscar, how cool you guys are, and then we'll roll into that.
Okay. um so my name is Emmanuel Chavez or Emmanuel Chavez. My husband's
Let's
name,
go with Emmanuel. Let's say it
yeah,
right. All right.
yeah. My husband's name is Oscar, and we met in 2009. We've been together since.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
we got married in 2019, and then yeah, and we had Sophia in 2022. Yeah, and born and raised in New Jersey, and he has been a stay-at-home dad since she was born, and just went back to work a couple of months ago. And I've been both as a research coordinator and now going into my PhD program starting September. So, or actually starting in 2 days. Yeah. So
Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah.
Is
So
that going to be
that's
the end of it, or are you going to get like two PhDs?
God. No, I think this is the end of it. This is already a 6 year commitment. I think I'm good for now.
You're looking forward to the end.
Yeah.
Fair enough. How'd you and Oscar meet?
Um, I was studying at Rutgers and he was working nearby, and it was a whole, I guess it's um, he played tennis.
Oh, this is a movie.
Yeah, but it's not, yeah. He played tennis around there and I was picking up tennis. So we just met to play and then we just went from there. And actually he was, it was more of a friend kinda thing because, he was seeing guy back then, and I was giving him advice, which was horrible because I have never had a boyfriend before him. So it was like, "Why am I giving you advice?" kinda thing. So, yeah, so we went from there, and then we've been together since then.
This is such a movie. That's awesome. Okay, so you're into tennis. I heard I love tennis, and I know you guys went to the U.S. Open in 2023, right? How was that?
It was great. We've been going for I think yeah, 2016 was our first time going, and then from then we've been going with friends, and we took Sophia last year for the U.S. Open Kids Day, and this year again, which was 2 Saturdays ago, we took her for a Kids Day, which everybody should go because it's free and they have like a lot of events for kids, a lot of fun activities. It just does get overwhelming because the crowd is so big, but yeah, it's like a nice day to get some tennis in, to see some practices. Um, and to see, like, big
The
stars.
U.S. Open is like an entire week event, right? Or is it longer than that, or
Oh,
shorter
it's
than that?
yeah, it's longer than that. It starts, well, the fan week starts was 2 weeks ago, and then it just started last weekend, and then it goes through for 2 weeks. Yeah, so it's, like, semifinals coming up soon. Yeah, we
So
usually
it's going on right now.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's very opportunistic for me to ask that question, not knowing that, and that was good timing. Okay. I've always wanted to go. I love tennis. I play tennis. I live in Arizona, so the summer months, which we're in right now, we don't play tennis during the summer months. The ball would melt before it bounces twice. Um, so I'm looking forward to the summer months going away so that I can again get back out on the court. It's when we talk about playing levels, I'm maybe like a intermediate, high level intermediate, but I don't play enough to be able to like grow.
yeah,
And I want to change that this year and really get into to playing more often. Obviously, it's fun. I'm not trying to be in the U.S. Open, but I think I'm past my prime when it comes to that. But who knows? Stranger things have happened.
yeah.
All right, so tell me more about your stigma marginalized community studies that you're doing now. What else does that focus on? I'm interested because obviously you and I are part of a community that's marginalized. You in addition to that, right, you being Latino, me being black, it just adds another layer to it. And then all of the really interesting things happening in this country today just kind of makes that worse. So what are you guys really focusing on? What is the output of that?
Yeah, so, I went into this study, like, even though I'm both gay and Latino, I didn't know anything about, like, um stigma, or well, yeah, I did know about it, but how it affects, like, us broadly, or,
It
uh
was just part of your
yeah, it was part of my
existence, right?
life.
It wasn't yeah, yeah.
So then learning into it, I went in as a research coordinator, and I have 2 mentors, and they've been amazing. So I focus both on I have 2 different projects. So one of them is, um, stigma within aging HIV communities, and then the second one is daily stigma in the LGBTQ community, focusing on both on Latino and Black men. And the study that right now we're doing, or that's basically the main focus, is Black men living in Atlanta, and the stigma that they face there. So from everything that I've learned, like, and even putting myself out there, and I'm now trying to like pick up more work on both Latino uh, Black community, and just making sure that we have all the resources out there. But it's like making it difficult right now, especially this year because of everything that's going on. So we did lose our grants earlier this year. Like, a lot of grants have been lost, and we just got them reinstalled. Like,
Is that politically motivated that you lost your grant?
yeah, yeah. It happened,
Yeah.
it was a big thing, so it happened in, like, early or late February, early March. The Trump administration basically came out, saying that because of DEI, we're cutting all these funds, these grant funds, because they're not focusing on the whole community, they're just focusing on one group, and that shouldn't be allowed. So they gave a whole list, and I had 4 different projects, and 3 of them got cut, and only 1 remained. but then they all came back. So now I'm only on two just because of my PhD courses coming up. So I'm just reviewing on two. But the whole basically thing was that a list came out and it was all basically a list of if you're focusing on LGBTQ populations, Black, if it says anything in your abstract like Black, it's being cut. If it says anything about being gay, trans, Latino, it's being cut. That's what the list said, and that's what happened, and it just everything got cut. So now we changed our so to save ourselves from the headache of maybe this might happen again, we're like refocusing our titles and our abstracts and making sure like we're still focusing on the marginalized communities, making sure that everybody knows that this is what the research is about, but making I guess leaning more toward like making it more general so that the Trump administration or any administration basically doesn't target our research because we're part of the LGBT community or our marginalized community. So it's just like a lot of work right now trying to get them back up. But
A
it's
lot
like,
of hoops to jump through, is what you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah, red tape.
yeah, basically, yeah, exactly. But it's like a lot of work just making sure, and it's that we're out there, and it's very very important work because um, we all know, like myself and you know, that we're marginalized and we're a stigma daily. We experience daily stigma that affects both our mental health and our physical health. So it's just like we need to get that out there and how to refocus that so that we can make sure that we're healthier and just mentally better.
So what if at all shareable, right? What are some of the things that you are discovering as a result of this that perhaps you didn't know before? Because when I think about being marginalized as a black man or as a gay man, there are tons of things that come to mind, but I would be surprised to hear, something obscure that I think a lot of people don't focus on that maybe impact specific individuals in specific regions. For instance, you mentioned Atlanta. Are you going out to Atlanta to like do your research and then while you're there you're like, "Aha, this I didn't think this was part of it, but let's look into that."
Yeah, so we have a community-based organization out there. So we're working through them. Um, so one of the things when I went into this, both of my mentors are white males, cis males. So I asked them, how do you guys make sure that both the research, because you guys aren't part of a marginalized
That's
community,
a good question.
so how do you make sure that your research is focused on these marginalized communities and make sure that you've actually obtained the correct information for that? So one of the responses was basically like we put the communities out there so that we're not the face of this research because we're just the writers basically, and we're obtaining all the data from them. So we have a community-based organization out in Atlanta who is both they're HIV awareness providers, they're clinic, um, they're black owned and black operated communities. Um, so they're the ones that are reaching out to the page or to the participants and getting them in and making sure that they have all the information that they need. So that was one of the things that to make sure. So we do go out to Atlanta, but it's just more like our community-based organization is the face of our research to make sure that we ensure that we have all the information, the correct information for this research, and we're not creating a bias like towards any other of creating like stigma like that's not there or that is there and we're missing it. So just making sure all the information is correct. Yeah.
No, I like that because oftentimes black men feel comfortable talking to other black men. Latinos feel comfortable talking to other Latinos. So if you have someone that doesn't look like you asking about your journey, your struggle, your experience,
Mhm.
it may not produce the same results. So I think that's awesome. And if ever there's an opportunity for any of these organizations that you work with or anyone in your study group to want to have conversations like this, I am happy to have an episode of. I think this is super interesting. Not a lot of people spend time understanding how others experience that. And, the fact that your funding got cut is a prime example of where this country is going on that topic. So, anyway, we've beat that to death. I think it's awesome what you're doing. It's fantastic. Please do continue that. I would love to know what the outcome of that is. PhD years, what is that, a year and a half, 2 years? 6 months.
6 years.
Oh no. Not about the research, but you got 6 years left. You're starting your 6 years now.
Yeah, I'm starting it in 2 days. I'll be starting my first year, and yeah, I have 6 years in this program.
Seems like such a long time.
Yeah,
Oh no. Your kid's gonna be in high school by the time you get out.
basically, yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, so what else have you guys done, as dads today? What else where else have you guys gone?
Oh, so one of the things also that we want to do, or we've always traveled. We've been to Mexico, um, Europe, like Greece, Spain, Italy, France. So we're big travelers, and we always said when we have kids, we're gonna open up the world for them because that's what we want, and that's how you prevent stigma and racism because you can't have a racist person like out there traveling, you know?
Mhm. Yep. Yep. I
Because you learn
agree. It's
well,
it's
you
very
learn
hard
from
to do that when you're exposed to everybody else and you
yeah,
can see the different cultures and
exactly.
and and have a bookmark in mind that says I understand. Because you really do. If you get out there and you can understand, well, not the whole thing, but you understand enough to be empathetic to other people. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that you guys are doing that. Very intentional parenting by our LGBTQ community. So fantastic job. Now, marathons. You
The
guys do those.
half marathons. We're working towards a
Half
marathon.
marathons.
Yeah. I did one earlier. That was my goal as the end of
Is that
last.
just you or does Oscar do that too?
No, he's going to do the same one I did, but it's March of next year. So we
Mhm.
took turns because somebody had to stay with Sophia in the stroller, and so they were chasing me, and like
You can pull
yeah,
her behind you.
yeah, okay. I was dying during that half marathon, and yeah, no, yeah, no, she's too heavy in for that. And then the stroller, yeah. So yeah,
How was that? What makes you decide, "Hey, I wanna sign up for a half marathon?"
it was just my everybody has like, like the new year, new me kind of thing. And I was like, you know what? I've tried those things, but I want to like put a actual date to it, like a deadline. And I'm trying to like get fit, like get better, like eat healthier, all that stuff. So I was like, let me just I haven't I ran before, like did a mile a day for a whole year and I hated it and I hate running. But you know what? Like let me try to get this half marathon in because it's gonna be like changing my mind. Like I already focused on my career and it's last year was amazing. Like I had so much growth in it and I did everything I could in that aspect. And I was like, I just want to, and my personal life was amazing too. And I was like, I just want to work on my fitness and that will have help my mental health, my physical health. So let me just do that. So I set that date and it was, uh, March 22nd. And I was like, I'm going to work from, it was right before Christmas that I decided that. So I was like, I'm going to work through Christmas, just run every single day or every other day and just get as much miles as I can just to get myself out there. And then it was time to go. And I was like ready for it. And it was like amazing. It was a great experience, freezing cold, but yeah, and it was a
Because you
lot.
guys started, like, super early in the morning, right?
Um, no, it started at 8 a.m. So, but we did have to get there like an hour early just to set everything,
Listen, that's early in the
set
morning.
ourselves up. Yeah, yeah.
8 AM is early in the
Well,
morning.
to run, yeah, it is. Um,
Yeah, to get up and have to be physical and be warmed up and stretched and ready to go and dressed appropriately. And the reason I say this, I used to volunteer for some of the marathons out here in Phoenix because I was looking for ways to reach out to community and make some connections and stuff like that. Never really panned out. I was often, as a volunteer, I was often among the oldest, which is fine. But they weren't really super social. They were really serious about their jobs, which I can appreciate because they are really focused on runner safety, making sure that things are outlined and people can see things, and your your tether to emergency services was visible and ready and stuff like that, which was fine. So I was able to help with like registration, and the day of the run, we were out there. I was at the finish line. So I was out there welcoming people and giving them the medals and making sure they weren't falling down and blocking other people, because some people are exhausted and they tend to, you cross the finish line and it's like, okay, I'm done. So they stop. stop exactly where they are. And they're like, no, 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 no. You got to get out of the way. So that was early in the morning and it was cold out here. I don't know if it was spring or fall, but it was raining. And so it was like a whole thing. And I'm thinking to myself, there is no way I would be out here running. It's raining. It's cold. Everybody's tired. Yeah. So my hat goes off to you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you. No, and it was also in Washington D.C., so it's really steep there by like the zoo and the park, and I'm like, oh god. By the end of that, I don't think that was like miles 7 or 8. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. But I got to the top
Mm.
of the hill, everybody's cheering me on, and I'm like, oh, we got to get going. We got to keep going. So I stopped for a minute, but I just kept going, and it was like, yeah, it was good. I finished, I think, in like 2 hours, 15 minutes, which isn't great, incredible, but for me, I'm like, you know,
Listen, you finished.
first half marathon, so I'm, like, excited about that and happy about that, yeah.
Yeah, you finished. I mean, that's the goal. I know there are
Yeah.
some people that do this, half marathons every Tuesday and, they finish in 15 minutes. Great. I think that's fantastic. But the fact that you finished is all that matters.
Yeah, yeah, and I had,
Awesome.
like, amazing support too, my husband and, even Sophia, they got me a sign that said, um, "Congratulations," and it was amazing, so I saw them at the finish line, and I was so excited, and yeah, you're right, like, as soon as I crossed that finish line, I was like, "I'm done. I'm gonna fall here. He's gonna have to drive me out."
Get that wheelchair. I'm done. This is it right here. I
Yeah.
know that I've seen that feeling. I it's been a while since I've experienced it because I don't like running also, which is why I like playing tennis. I think that is super athleticism for a lot of people, but I get it. Some people run and that's their zen mode. That's where they exist. That's life for them. I appreciate that. It's not for me. So when they do it, I clap and say, please run another mile on my behalf. And boom, we'll just leave it there. All right. So parenting styles. How'd you guys homogenize on parenting styles? Because I know everyone has their own opinions on how they should parent. And it usually comes from how they've been parented or how they've seen others parent, which is kind of how Fathernetics really was born, is really trying to understand how we've become the people that we are today based on our fathers who have raised us, right? And then how we are taking that and making it our own and trying to be fathers to our own kids. So, how would you guys land on your fathering styles and where's it come from?
Well, I think, well, we didn't land on anything until, like, because as she grows, we both take on certain roles. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we still adapt to whatever is happening, like, in the present moment. But then we also, in the beginning, we told ourselves we're not gonna be, or in my view, like, my parents were really strict growing up, conservative, but my dad wasn't really present because he's was working all the time. So he would just come home for dinner, and from then on, we wouldn't see him, like, a lot. So it was basically my mom who was raising us alone. But she was really strict too. So we told ourselves we maybe it's also the millennial thing talking, like, a lot of millennial parents nowadays are like really um open about stuff. So they're not as strict and not as, they don't punish their kids, I want to say. But so yeah, so it's more like we let her do not as she wants, but more like a free thing, so his parents, like, they live with us, so if she climbs on, the sofa, they would get really upset, and my thinking is let her do it because I rather her learn in front of us how to climb that sofa correctly instead of her, like, being alone one day and deciding to do it and then busting her ass, like, falling on her head or something, you know? So I was like,
And really understanding why they don't want people climbing on it, because I think you're bringing up a good point. Our parents did things a certain way because they felt a certain way about it, right? It's the plastic on the couch kind of mentality. And now we're like, we don't need plastic. Like,
exactly.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Climb all over the couch, and if it gets dirty and broken, then we'll invest and get another couch. But why are we tripping about the couch?
Exactly. No, that's my thinking too. Like, we got nice stuff, but we can replace it. It's your kid's moment in the day, or their memory that's going to last forever. Um, so I'm like okay with that. Like, um, yeah. So our parenting is basically like, let's just see how it goes about the day, and then for some reason she thinks he's more strict. stricter than I am, or I don't know because I spend more time with her. But then when she does something bad, like yesterday, I was doing laundry and she'll just come up to the bed and throw everything off, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like I just worked an hour on that. Like why are you doing that?" So I was like, "No, I'm gonna go tell Papi you did that. That's not nice." And so she's like, "Please, no, don't tell Papi." And I'm like, "Well, like why? Why is he the stricter one or the one I shouldn't be telling him to?"
Well, what I will say is if you're telling her you did something wrong and I'm gonna go tell someone else, then you are telling her he's the stricter one.
Yeah, no, yeah, I guess, yeah, no, that's
I
correct.
spent
Yeah.
some time in therapy, so I'm kind of feeling some. No, that's so are you're it sounds like you're taking some elements that you received as a child being exposed to how your dad was around or not around and how your mom was around and not around and this that strict nature and flipping that around and raising a child that may end up being such a free roaming individual and easy to plug into things. The LGBT community raising their kid has such a high level of intentionality that I'm noticing in all of my conversations that I think is going to produce quite an amazing amount of human beings when the time comes. Because everybody's like, hey, if you're open to that, let's do it. Let's try it. Let's test it. The boundaries are a lot wider, they're a lot bigger. We're trying not to be as strict. Our kids are more inclusive. They travel a lot more. Um, so my hat goes off to individuals that are not as strict. And I get it. Some kids need a lot more boundaries, a lot more framework because that's just where it's at. So, no ding on that. But I love the free roam nature of it. I kind of highlight this in one of the books that I wrote. I used to watch this TV show that was I can't remember the name of it. It was like Parent something, and it used to focus on like the five different ways that parents parent their kids, and one of them is free range. Right? That's just let your kid do whatever, and if you need to go get them, you go get them, but otherwise, let them do whatever. Right? And some of that scares me a little bit because it's you have this want to protect your kids, but then the free range is like, okay, they're going to discover on their own that they probably shouldn't be doing that. So it's like, okay, maybe not. So your parenting style, Oscar has the same kind of parenting style. Would you agree? Have you guys aligned on that, or is it different? And you guys are like, okay, I'm this way, he's that way. We're going to bring it together in the middle somewhere.
No, I think we do align. Yeah, we do align with our parenting, a lot of the times. Yeah, I don't think there hasn't been, like, a major disagreement or anything like that. The only voice that we ever hear is, again, because his parents live with us, so we do hear that, "Don't let her do this, don't let her do that," kinda thing, but we both have that mentality, like, let her learn on herself, but with our supervision, and we're obviously going to protect her, so that's why we want her to do it in front of us versus doing it alone and correct her in that way. Like, we do have a trampoline the little trampoline for the little kids in our living room so that she can jump, get her energy out, and her parents would be like or his parents would freak out, and like, "Oh, that's dangerous. You can't have that there. That's too close to the couch." She jumps over the couch, from the trampoline into the couch, and that's not safe. And I'm like, "It's fine. We're watching her. She's good." He's the same way. He's like, "Let her do whatever she needs to do to get, 1, that energy out, and 2, to learn to do stuff correctly." And so, like, the only thing we're, strict about is basically, like, she's in a phase right now where she's drawing on everything, both with paint markers and with crayons. So I'm like, "Do coloring your toys, your play kitchen and stuff like that, but do not do the rug, do not do the walls, because that's just no, that's t because, you're like,
Dry eraser or washables.
yeah.
Yeah,
We tried
that's
the
the way to do
washable
it.
markers and, no.
They're not washable.
No. Those are
Well, you
ab
have to wash them off. If you use the Mr. Clean sponge, maybe that. I don't know how I feel about that. Jacob, we have a 12-year-old. And when he was a little bit younger, he drew all over the inside of the closet in his room. And for a while we didn't know because we're not like in the closet like looking around. But I think we were doing something. It was like laundry or something. We pulled everything out. We're like, "What is this?" And yeah, initially it's like, wow. But in hindsight, you can paint over it. And some kids are expressive that way. I have seen, and this is probably an anomaly, but I've seen a kid on Instagram who was allowed to doodle all over his wall. And in his bedroom, if you look at his wall in that bedroom, it is beautiful. I mean, he has taken such care in how he is doodling all over his walls. And I think a restaurant somewhere commissioned him to do a mural of how he was doing it. But it's kind of stuff like that that you don't discover unless you allow your kids to do things that normally you wouldn't allow.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of cool where sometimes people allow their kids to draw all over the walls. Now I'm not saying please allow your kids to do that. Please don't walk away with that. But maybe there's a space for it, right? We create an avenue for it. Maybe there is a specific wall that they can do that on. Or I don't know if there's chalk paint.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had that for Jacob in his closet. We painted his closet doors chalk paint so he could chalk all over the door. So I think that's a good outlet.
Yeah. N Yeah, so we bought her, like, basically, like, an easel with, a bunch of paint supplies, so she doesn't have a room where it's just paint stuff. It's just, so we're just trying to make sure that she knows it's use this, um these mediums to, like, create your artwork and stuff, but don't use the walls and stuff, so we do restrict her in that, um, and then she does outside, she also has her paint stuff too because she's so into it right now, so I'm, like, happy about that, like, I'm not trying to, like, say, "Oh, you can't paint, you can't do your certain artwork and stuff," but, like, this is the materials you're working with, so stick with that, but
And
yeah.
she's like, "Yeah, I got you," until
Yeah,
I don't.
look. Well, that's also one of the things we spoke about. Oscar's like really formal, so when he speaks, especially with kids too. Like he has 10 nieces and nephew on his side, just his alone, and that and my family we have from his brother and sister, and from my family we have four. So he speaks to the kids like grown adults because he's like, it's just better communication and stuff. So she's really great at communicating, and so we explain to her everything, and she understands it. She's like, okay, like I won't do it, and then go from there. So we did explain it to her, and she stopped doing it. Um, but, when you're in a new space, like, every time we go to, like, an art studio or something, or even a friend's house and they have, like, paint supplies, you're in a new space, she gets really excited about that, so we just try to that's one of the things because we do go over to one of my friend's house a lot now, and so she likes to just, um, get creative with her artwork, so that's basically why we make sure, like, it's just these materials that you should work with, the papers right here, the all that all she can paint on
So
cardboard and
she's
stuff.
drawing on their walls.
Yeah. She's trying to, but yeah, we're about to do that. But yeah.
And then so I mean, you may have a little artist on your hands. You never know
Yeah.
what they'll like really dive into head first. And I am always like hyper vigilant about that. I experienced something similar when it comes to because Jacob's 12. He likes to play football. I am adamant today about the football journey just because there's a lot of injuries and stuff like that that come out of playing football.
Yeah.
But I'm also aware that this isn't my journey at the end of the day. He may really love football, and the fact that I'm going, no, you're not going to play football may turn out to be the worst decision I've made for him. So if he's really into it, I need to find a way for him to be as safe as possible exploring that opportunity. And it may turn around where he's like, I tried it, I don't like it. But it may turn around and be like, I tried it and now I play in the NFL and you guys are super rich and wealthy and thanks for not stopping.
Great.
Right. So
Great.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? All right. So my last question here is, are we going to have another one?
That's the plan, yes. Um, hopefully I don't wanna jinx anything, but we are, planning it and we're processing everything. So hopefully in
Is
the
is this going to be a secret this time? Just show
no,
up with another kid?
that was Actually, we were thinking about that, but it's, like, not possible, especially because somebody has to take care of Sophia while we're, either at the hospital or in Texas or how the travel is gonna go, so, yeah, that's not gonna be possible, but
And
yeah.
now everybody's watching you. They're like, "Okay, where are you
Yeah,
going? Why are you going for so long?"
exactly, right?
Well, I mean, the process isn't necessarily cheap either, so it's like, yeah, if
Yeah.
you want 30 more kids, you're gonna need to be a billionaire.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing I
Well, that's I
back.
mean, that's exciting. That's exciting. What would you tell someone who's looking to start that surrogacy journey that may be thinking about it? I know everybody's journey is a little bit different, but I think there's like one or two things that a lot of parents going through the surrogacy process will always go, make sure that you do A, B, C, and D to kind of start off at least on the right foot.
I don't yeah. Well, everything is so overwhelming too. I think that, like, the one thing I would recommend is attending that Men's Having Babies conference. That's where we met
Hmm.
both our agency, like the surrogacy agency and the fertility clinic. And they do have a lot of information. It is, and it's also overwhelming, but it's also like one place to like center yourself, center all your information, and then go on from there. Because we did attend a couple in 2018 and 2019. We got some information, and then ourselves we started doing the research because just it becomes like a whole thing of they're selling this to you kind of thing at the conference. So I'm like, let's just grab the top three, or the well, how we chose our clinic was basically first the location, we wanted to be close to them, and also like how they answered our how open they were to our questions, and because we sent them an email with a bunch of questions, and then like a few like two or three responded. Um, so that's how we chose our top 3. But yeah, just basically get as much information as you can. Don't just settle on one clinic or one fertility clinic right off the bat because and they could tell you the best things about themselves, but you got to do your own research and you just got to hopefully get the correct information from different both search engines and your own research, just talking to any other parents. But yeah, there is a new um what's it called? Like these 2 dads that I follow on Instagram, and we've spoken a lot. We actually met at that conference, and they created a little website with information on surrogacy, and I'm happy to share that. Um, just to get
Yeah, tell me who they are so I can plug them
yeah.
and maybe even reach out to them. And maybe I've already talked to them. I talked to quite a few people.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'll give you the names. Yeah, because I was reading their post. They just came out with a website, and they have like 4 different articles about their journey so far because in the process. And yeah, they have a lot of information, great information of how to process all that materials and just get everything started from there. But yeah, I'll be happy to share that.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, listen, Emmanuel, I appreciate you spending so much time with me this morning. I know it's super early for me. It's super early for you just because it's early on your side of the world. But I think what you guys are doing is fantastic as parents today and going through what I think is a fun experience, right? You have a daughter, so now you're doing the whole dress up thing, and Halloween's coming up, so
Oh
that's gonna
yeah.
be interesting. I'm gonna be watching your page. I expect to see some fantastic photos on there from Halloween. Just so you know, no pressure, but
No, yeah.
yeah.
Ooh, I have more pressure
But
from
this has
her
been
than anyone
fantastic.
else.
Oh, well, you know what? She's growing up and she's seeing TV, and now the costumes are gonna get bigger and crazier, and get that K-pop Demon Huntress outfit ready. I don't know if you've seen the movie, but kids tend to love it, so maybe she's a little too young for it.
No, she is.
It's not like crazy. It's just I don't know. It's not an adult type of situation. There's nothing crazy in it, but she may be too young for that. She
Yeah.
might still be a Disney princess.
She is. That's what she wants to be. I asked her yesterday, and her answer was princess. So yeah, what you just got to pick
Of
one.
course.
Yeah.
Of course. All right. Well, that's cool. Well, again, I appreciate the time. Thanks for spending it with me. Say hello to the kid. Kid. I don't want to put an S on it. Yes, and say hello to Oscar for me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. This was amazing.
One, two, three.